not sure if that's going to be on there or not. Let's see. Testing your broadcast. Let's see. I might have to jump back to this thing. Are you or aren't you? Well, make up your mind, mate. Let me see here. Let's refresh this. Yes, and there I am. I am live. Okay, everybody. Let's make sure that's going to work. And happy Easter to all of you. Shamaj, hello, Shamaj. Happy Easter and sweet crazy. Nice to see you. Happy Easter to you, Virus. Happy Easter to you. Hi, Kelly. Cupcake. Look who's live. I've got to do my daily chooching. You know that, Cupcake. 7+ years of never missed a day on YouTube. Who's punching the clock every day? Hi, Quinny. How are ya? How are you? Happy Easter. Happy Easter, everybody. Good morning, Emily. I can imagine why, Virus. Hi, yep, it's McGee. Nice to see you out here this morning, Cupcake, and I hope your pain levels are manageable and you're doing okay. Man, I can't imagine health issues and then snapping your ankle on top of this. Oh, I'm still in Berkeley. It was an epic shoot yesterday. Yes, it was. Thank you, Virus. What a name. And I know you've had that for a while, that name. I hope you didn't cause this. It was an epic shoot. Of course, you have some of the usual naysayers who have no life and, their life is enshrined and enshrouded in bitterness that are always good at telling other people how to run their lives and what to do with their time. But obviously, if you maintain um, protocol and are cautious, and I don't think I touched one thing yesterday out there, which is unusual for me because I'm a very tactile person. All the Easter eggs flying in circles. So it was good. Left in Berkeley yesterday. Strange, strange town to see that. It should be a spring evening in April. The street should have been loaded with people getting their ice cream on between cookies and the food scene. All those restaurants should have been popping. Thank you, Arlene. Happy and blessed Easter to you too, as we remember the reason you had Easter eggs for for breakfast. I haven't eaten. I came home last night. I had 2 bowls of my leftover shrimp fried rice, and I had a piece of coconut cake. So, we got to watch the figure. Got to watch the figure. No, I'm not talking about that. I haven't watched. I haven't watched Elbow in a month. I got my own fish to fry and my own stuff to do. I wish everybody well on on YouTube, but I've got my own crapola to do. Ni hao, Johnny West. Okay, Miguel, I will check them out later. I'm sure I will today. So thank you yesterday for sure. Please give a thumbs up. Yeah, Chooching isn't hurting anybody. It ain't putting anybody exactly, but anybody in danger. But I like some of the goofballs that'll come in and comment about it. I want to thank Ted. Thank you, Ted, for your kindness last night. Myra, thank you last night for your kindness. And Noreen. There were quite a few people that were very kind and gave a tip last night for the chooch. Thank you very much, and also Pauline. Those four. So I'm really very, very grateful for that. It's unexpected, but it certainly is appreciated. Happy Easter, Justin. Thank you. So I want to thank you guys. It was an eye opener for me yesterday. Now I got 50 some people. Please hit the thumbs up button if you're in. Number one, happy Easter to you guys. Traditionally, Missy Jen and I would be sitting together. We would be in our Easter outfits, our spring dresses sitting out in the sunshine, of which we haven't any. It's been a very gloomy, it's been a very cold, much colder than usual March and certainly April. We're almost halfway through April, and I don't even know if we've broken 70 degrees around here, which is very unusual for our area. So we're enduring. Happy Easter, Jeffrey. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you for taking your time. Your time with the kind thoughts that you send me. I probably get over 100 Gmails a day, and I just want to say thank you for them, especially in this time. It ramped up dramatically over the last month with the corona. You can see that there sits the Missy saying staying safe over there. We're still practicing appropriate social distancing. Kim, happy Easter to you. So I wanted to put those thank yous out there. I don't have anything special planned. I'll try to cobble something together for Jen and I for Easter. We will put something there. I'm not sure what I'm going to be cooking, Quinny. I just have to see what I have. I have some different kind of pasta. I might put something together like that. I mean, pasta is very soul satisfying. Thank you. Thank you, Justin. Pasta is very soul satisfying for sure. So I just wanted to get out there the thanks yesterday. And also, number two, my observations on Oakland. Now, as we speak, I am putting up a 4K driving through downtown Oakland video. It comes in on 12th Street. It goes down Webster Street, comes up Broadway, so you get to very hard. It goes over by the, it ends up by the Oakland Fox Theater down there. So I think you'll enjoy that. I decided to do that again as I go into a town because people really enjoyed the Reno when I put up the 4K video drive through Reno. So this is about 10 minutes long. And if you just sit back and enjoy, it is in 4K. YouTube will probably downgrade that to save bandwidth, so you probably will get 1080p on that. But I think that you will enjoy taking a look at what Oakland looks like from street level, driving around the downtown. So this will be something I will do going forward when I go from town to town. Hey Amanda, happy birthday, happy Easter to you. Lasagna would be good. Yeah, I agree. Lasagna would be real good. I really feel like you really feel like a ham. I do. I think growing up we always had a nice sliced ham. I can't say it was spirals. I don't even think they had spirals sliced in my day. I don't think there was such a thing. Just had a big old ham and cooked that mofo up with some sweet potatoes and peas and just had a good time. You know, just had a good time. So my observations on Oakland, I did not think that it could be any more degraded, but boy was I shocked. Yes, I'm not going to get into the guy in the truck that was following me around and thought I was a street, street hooker or something. That's par for the course. International Boulevard is a renowned place around that area for pickups for prostitution and things. So it's an occupational hazard when you're out there doing that kind of stuff. It happens. But as far as the number of people that are living on the streets down there, it was a phenomenal number. I don't know what's going to happen. Good morning, Darby. Hey, Dee, how are you? Good morning. I don't know what's going to happen in terms of the garbage situation. Because to me, with summer coming on and you have all of those people living in hooches along the railroad tracks, of which there's probably 100 hooch huts now there. And hooches are homemade little homes out of packing crates, out of cardboard, out of Harbor Freight tarps, out of pallets, wooden pallets, and there's no real sense. Yeah, there you go, D. Wash your MF hands. There's no sense of cleanliness there, and there's no incentive for that. And I'm afraid when things do get warm and the temperatures do go up, that there's going to be some other typhus and some other things that are going to spring out of those kind of areas, and that's going to be cholera, and that's going to be a very, very dangerous situation. And I'm worried about that. The question that I heard over and over and over yesterday when I was live streaming is, what? How you doing, Bubba? Is what can the city of Oakland do about it? And the answer's not a lot. Okay, the city of Oakland is bankrupt. But as I said yesterday, they will share in some of that monies, that $2 trillion or whatever, and the supplemental money that's set aside for cities and states. So they're kind of lucky in a way. But I don't know if that money will be corrupted and used corruptly or not. As you saw when we rode around Lake Merritt, though, there are some very nice areas. There are some very nice areas there that around the lake and some other areas. There are some beautiful areas of Oakland, but it has been absolutely run into the ground, and it's lost its sense of it's lost its sense of civic pride, I think, and it's just barely hanging on by fingernails. There's no money to do that cleanup. There's no incentive. Last year, Oakland started going down the tubes in 19 about the about 1995, I would say. About 1995. You had a lot of manufacturing leave. The only thing that's really keeping Oakland afloat is the Port of Oakland, which is longshoremen offloading tons of cargo from the Middle East, from Asia, which is not coming in now. Okay, the port is stone cold. There's just nothing coming in to the country right now, and those wages and running that major port is about the only thing that's holding things together right now. So I don't. Yeah, Tara says it won't be used to help the homeless. I'm not sure at what point, at what you do to help that situation, because I'm sure in my heart of hearts that over half of those people don't want to be. They like the lives that they live, and I hate to say that they don't want to be productive. They don't want to hold a job. They don't want to contribute to society. And in America, we have that freedom. We see that exhibited on in some corners of YouTube, where people are effectively leeches on society, and no more than that. They live on either the government dole or whatever they can scrounge around and apply for and all that. Yeah, San Francisco doesn't really have a port. I mean, people are really butthurt about my headline. They're going to get help. So far gone now. The cost would be great, but they'd keep up with the. Yeah, there wouldn't be any upkeep on it. So you're fighting. My guess is that the city of Oakland has just ceded control of that to just the street, that particular area. They allowed. How you doing, Nathan? Nice to see you. Happy Easter to you too. They got so see Santa Rosa has an anti-graffiti uh, group within the police department, community service wing, and also the sheriff's department. for the county. So if a cop sees something that's graffitied, they will put a message on the door of the owner to have 10 days to have this graffiti removed. And if the owner's not around or whatever, they also send a notification to the known address of the owner. They'll come around and actually remove or paint over the graffiti. And then they will send a bill or put it on the property tax bill of the owner. How you doing, Blue Waffles? Happy Easter. Oakland, it was pointless. You see how many abandoned warehouses, how many buildings down there. So the city of Oakland made the determination, okay, we're not going to ban the sale of spray paint and things. You want to go at it, create some art. And you saw in Oakland, there is some beautiful, beautiful, beautiful artwork on some of those walls. Some of the work that they did is astounding. Hello, Tommy. Hello, Michelle, down in Myrtle Beach. Happy Easter, Twink. So I'm vitally concerned with the future there. Um, I'm not sure, but I don't think those people will be flashpoints of civil unrest because by and large they're living their lives. And you can see while I was down in that particular area, the church missions were coming around with trucks, not trucks, but vans, and they were offloading food to these places. And some guy wearing a staff shirt that said staff on the back was out there unloading and putting it out there. So I'm really glad that I went out and captured those scenes because it had been over a year since I'd been down to Oakland. And the change to me was astounding, even with the streets pretty empty. The degradation of the city was in full force. There was a one group of buildings that I really liked. That one particular structure that was beautiful. It had to be 1900 Oakland. It wasn't all tagged up last year, and I went this time and it was just tagged up and it was a mess. Hello, Diamonds. Yep, the future's uncertain. Thank you, Christian. Happy Easter to all of you. So I do say some prayers about that situation, but it must be cataloged and it must be noted and it has to be observed. Somewhere here there's some sort of end game with this, and I don't know exactly what it's going to be because unfortunately in some places in this country, probably not in your places, sure as hell not in Texas and down in the South and out through the Great Plains, counties and cities would never allow that state of affairs to occur. They would never allow the state of affairs that occurs on the Tenderloin in San Francisco or the Skid Row down in LA. Okay, so I don't know particularly what the end game is. I do know this: if you keep providing services at no cost and people keep feeding, it's the same as feeding, I hate to say it, it's the same as feeding pigeons or wildlife. You get more, hey Katie, you get more and more and more and more of it. And for those of you who were very observant yesterday and saw the faces and saw some of the people, I didn't up close and personal on anybody yesterday, but in walking by, you can see the faces of people. And you tell me, hey, Joe Smith, happy Easter. You tell me what the average age of the person was down on those streets, the average sex of the person and the average age of the person. And then I'll tell you what I observed down there. So, if I missed anybody, hey Elizabeth, happy Easter to you. Deb in Vegas, happy Easter to you. Kaylee and Jennifer. Nathan says, you wonder if this virus is all a concocted population control type ordeal. Nathan, my guess is sometimes shit happens. You know, and if you were going to have a controlled thing like that, I don't know how you would contain it, right? So it would be a very dangerous thing to kind of do that. But what will happen, Nathan, is that you will see other scourges, other medical scourges, cholera, typhus, when those rats are all around and things in that, digging through all that crap down there. At nighttime, those streets must be alive with the rat population crawling through all the food on the sidewalks and stuff. You're setting up yourself for really a first class, really first class ravaging thing. That's the thing that'll take people out. But I would say that the average age of the population down there, the average sex was, of course, male, and the average age was probably about 28 years old, about 25 to 28 years old. And I didn't see many people that didn't look able bodied. That does not mean that they're not burned out on mentally, and you probably wouldn't want them in your shop anyway, working. Notably, the cartel, let's see, 20,000 die in a month here. There isn't anyone to help. I guess people got left in Riverside. Hi, Ginger. Hi, Vicky. Happy Easter to both of you. Hey, Mark. Happy Easter. But I honestly was unprepared, and this is a person that's been gone down to Oakland for 2.5 years. And I was unprepared for the level of degradation in the physical plant of the whole place. And then when I came by Lake Merritt, right by the Museum of Art, there was another huge homeless camp there, right overlooking the lake. $1 million real estate down there. So it is pretty sad. It is pretty sad. So I'm going to continue going around and putting these markers in the sand of time, so to speak, so we have an idea. Some of you will go back and watch the choo-choos from 2 years ago down International Boulevard, down the same alleys, down the same byways. You'll see the guy that built a big hooch right in the middle of that triangle of grass. Now he's got pallets around the outside like a fence. And he's got a gabled entrance at the pallets, a little thing overhead. I mean, it's just like, next thing you know, this guy's gonna be pouring a foundation there and building up a thing. Thank you, EJ. I appreciate that. I hope that you have a wonderful one too. She is on the phone to Germany and exchanging Easter greetings with her sister as we speak right now. Blue Waffles has a tent on Oakland Boulevard now. There we go. You like to see Blue. Hey, Rosie, how you doing? It's a whole shit show, Rosie. Started the no sit, no lay down several years ago. Now, Cinnamon Hot Hot, I think that was about 18 months ago. And then all of a sudden, when this pandemic came down, as we've seen in downtown Santa Rosa, which I have hard, I'm not gonna argue about that. But there's the new orders, just leave people alone. If they put up a hooch, don't bother them unless they're bothering or causing trouble. And we've seen some people. Thursday night when I did the hooch, we had the crackhead, the meth head that was running around the streets there banging on people's car doors and scaring the hell out of people. It's a wonder the guy didn't get killed. So we'll see. Hey, James Newton, happy birthday to you. So I shall continue. I think once a week I'll journey downtown. I just have to be careful because the streets are getting meaner. There's no doubt about it. I don't see anybody on the streets with a smile on their face these days, and that is unusual. There's not a lot of cheerfulness, and that's where we come in on YouTube. We have to offset that. We have to make sure, and I'm bound and determined on the daily to put something funny up, whether I'm poking fun at Holly Weird or poking fun at myself or doing something. It's important that we laugh and offset this stuff. Joe Smith said, went to Lucky's yesterday, was men there with bandanas on their faces, scared looking. That's what I'm saying. Uh, no problem, Claire. You know, you might have a couple guys with a bandana on, and then all of a sudden somebody raises a heater, you know, and boom. You got to be careful. I don't know what that means, Gina, but we're going to put you in time out of here till we figure that out. So let's see. Kim C. Wash glass baby who can't people will keep swimming goggles from falling. That's what I want. Yeah, and if you're enjoying the chat, guys, please stop a minute and give a thumbs up here. I would definitely appreciate that. Yeah, who doesn't like a girl with some chubby cheeks? Yeah, she is a native German, EJ. Happy Easter, Deb G. So we have to have good times. You don't think I'm sitting here? I see D Dubs out there. You don't think I'm counting the days to get out there on the road again, to get down to Vegas? I just don't know whether to book this Vegas thing in or not. You know, because I wake up this morning and this brings me into the next topic, the long road ahead. As I said yesterday, we live in a world where people, they like things to have a beginning, a middle, and an end. And they like to have some idea where the end is going to be. This is very rare. You know, people think in terms of the season, like the baseball, like the football. So, okay, the virus season is opened up. When is it going to end? Well, traditionally, influenza ends in April, May. But it's tough when you wake up in the morning and you click on Bloomberg and there's one of the voting members of the United States Federal Reserve telling you, man, you better take a 16 to 18-month view of this thing. And I think he's realistic about things. Because we don't know. It's like we don't know the middle, we don't know the end. We tamp it down in New York, people get back on the streets again. We don't know if, oh Jesus, now we really sent this thing ballistic. And keep an eye on China too. They'll be whirling up to high steam again on their rate of infection, believe it. Because there's a lot of people that are asymptomatic that are walking around spreading it like nobody's business. Deb says I made a lemon chess pie for Easter. Of course, I'd like it. Anything to do with lemon. I love lemon. What a bright, delicious flavor. It's almost electric when you eat lemon. I love it so much. So they're kind of, you know, the president wants one thing, which is a normal thing. I don't care what people can hate him, people can like him, but the guy's got a job to do, and he was elected to the presidency of the United States. And I had somebody on my stream last night. See, don't retract messages in here. Okay, you put it up in a flash and then you retracted it, so your history. All right. And I ask my moderators, people that are flash posting and then retracting, just get rid of them on here. Hey, Goldie Con, how are you? Yeah, we should book a cruise line. You know, the death cruise. I don't know. Let's get Kid Rock on there. Let's get distribute teeny weeny bikinis and let's have a hell of a cruise. Okay, let's load it. Let us load it up. Hey Jay Holly, how you doing? No problem, Jen. If somebody's gonna post and retract, they're gonna be gone. Okay. But as I was saying, we don't really know what's going to happen here, so we have to kind of go with the flow. If they let things up to her, they don't even know what to do. But I had somebody that's came on and commented last night towards the end of my live stream. I can't believe that somebody that is trans would support Trump. Would support Trump. I'm out of here. And I thought to myself, as you saw on my stream last night, number one, he's the president we have now. Okay. And number two, don't look in terms of things of whether it feathers your own nest or whether it's good for you or whether it's LGBTQRSTUVWXYZ. Because that's the height of selfishness. That's what's put us in these situations today. Selfish people that just look out for number one. What's in it for me? How special can I be? Ooh, don't touch me. I'm in a bubble. Ooh, I'm special. Ain't none of us special. Equality of opportunity, equality under the law. That's all we have a right to expect. So if you can't rise above in times like these and pull for the common good, be gone. Bye. I'm glad. I'm thrilled about that. Because to me, you just exposed yourself as part of the problem of what really ails this country is all the selfishness of the individuals and some very special groups. And as I said last night, you don't win respect through legislating people's reactions. You earn respect by living and living your life and earning it through your actions. Once again, no, hey Fitz, once again, hey Mike, the Jackie Robinson approach to things. Go out there, pick up the ball, pick up the glove, pick up the bat, and play the best game you can every day. Because the first couple games that Jackie Robinson played the first season, there were so many people that hated his guts sitting in the stands, and whenever they went on the road, people would pelt him with hot dogs, beers. Couldn't be with the rest of the team, but you know what he did? He went out there and played baseball. And he earned the respect. He didn't stand there and grab a microphone and tell people what they had to do. After a while, the team was all staying together, and people loved Jackie Robinson. He probably did more to advance people's feelings and opinions about blacks than 100, 1,000, a million protesters all put together. In my opinion. So if you're the kind of person that believes that politics is all about you and what you get, and I'm not even a person that voted for Trump. I'm one of those dumb libertarian throwaway votes, okay? But if you really think old Hillary would have done you any better, you better think again in life. She's another one that's demonstrated she's out for numero uno. So now I think that the president is in a very tough position. It's a position that Franklin Roosevelt has been in before, a position that Abraham Lincoln has been in there before, a position that George Washington was in before, position that the great Admiral Farragut damned the torpedoes full steam ahead. Sometimes people are called on to make epically huge decisions. You know, what Lincoln, whether to let the South just go its own way. Woodrow Wilson, whether to let the Germans just keep U-boats just sinking everything that floats. FDR, the New Deal, all that stuff. Let's get behind the man who has a tough decision to make. Let's not nickel and dime about who knew what, and but nothing would have changed in that scenario. Yeah, you voted for the Green Party, yeah, and I've been a libertarian. But in my mind, when the election's over, no matter who it is, and I felt the same way about Obama, is hey, he's our president. I didn't go around in society and grab a person. Oh, well, you didn't vote for, you didn't vote for Obama, or this is today. It's like, well, because you support the president, you're a person to be hated. I mean, where in the hell am I? What am I in Eastern Europe in 1952 or something? I mean, what the hell? Can I say I hope my president succeeds and does well because the whole nation's riding on it? Do I have to hate a man because I couldn't have myself put first on his agenda? It's just the height of selfishness to me. And I was so happy to tell that person happy trails to you. This is one of my biggest problems with the so-called community is they want to put themselves front and center and be special. More special than you, EJ, more special than Waffles, more special than Deb, more special than Nathan. We're all in this together. We all got a hand on the oar on the boat. And right now, thank you, Katie. You respect. I got people like Nathan. I love, Nathan. God goes out there and works every day, contributes in the great country of Canada and things. And I think to myself, when one of these crybabies comes on, I want to always ask in my head, what have you done? What have you contributed to society besides your negativity? I'm a protected class of person. I'm this, I'm that. Ain't nobody protected. Anybody can take you out at any time. Don't live in a false world of delusions. That's right, Jen. Jen says, sorry, same way I feel about Trump. He isn't president worthy. However, don't go around hating on people that voted for him. Exactly. What Jen does, stand up and say, this is what I believe. And you know what? I can respect Jen. And once in a while, my moderator, Jen, will go to war with people in the side chat. And she will say what she believes. I don't necessarily follow what she says. I'm really very ambivalent on the whole Trump presidency. But boy, do I respect Jen for not hating on people that feel differently in the whole process. I bet you do miss working, Nathan. One of the hardest people, working people on YouTube. So we got the long road ahead. Okay, there'll be plenty of time. You know, guys, that there will be House hearings at the wazoo. There will be special commissions convened. This senator sold stock. That one heard in January. The intelligence report. Here's what the president had on his desk in January. Hey, man, this country's had pandemics before. And I will remind you guys that when President Woodrow Wilson was in office, he never mentioned one word about a pandemic ever. We've lost 20,000 people in this country. Woodrow Wilson had to watch 750,000 Americans die, 750,000. We didn't collapse as a nation. There's something different this time. There's something much more different this time. All right. Thank you, Adele. There's something much deeper happening. I'm not saying it's nefarious and it's evil. I'm just saying, let's do the math sometimes. Let's look back to the warning bells in August when we had that 2-year, 10-year note inversion that has been such a perfect signaler of recession. We already had trouble that was coming. Big trouble. And I will also remind you in 1929 and 1930, the first thing that people did after the stock market collapsed in October and November of 1929 is they all said, hey, how could this have happened? Everything's great. No problem. Our economy is sound. We got no worries whatsoever. There was no pandemic at that time. And yet, right off the cliff, people be like, how in the hell did that happen? We were great, man. We were buying Model A Fords, we were buying radios, and department store sales were booming, and people were making a fortune, and then all of a sudden, right off the cliff. And they still argue, take care, Nathan. They still argue today about the cause of that. So the thing I would ask people is, what would you do different if you were president of the United States? Well, you can let people just get kicked off the job. Okay, live hand to mouth. Tell them hit the streets. There's plenty more street space on the sidewalks in Oakland. Okay, they'll bring down some mission food for you once a day. Go live your lives. 20 million people unemployed. Bye. We're locking up the federal treasury. There's nobody that would do anything any different. I mean, this is not like Hoover. This is a president that's out there on the front line trying to put money in people's pockets because he realizes that what's another couple trillion on top of a $50 trillion debt pile? What does it matter? Okay, so that's what I tell people. Ask people, what the hell would you do different? So I stand behind what the president's attempting to do. And let me tell you, as I said, there'll be plenty of those little committee hearings and witnesses called and blah, blah, blah. There'll be plenty of that. Take care, Peggy Sue. Happy Easter to you. What do you think, hi Watch That, what do you think your opinion is on a public agency that owns considerable amount of investment in the bond market? We've turned the corner, hi Watch, to full-on socialism, honey. Because socialism is the immediate next. Imagine we're swinging through the forest on a vine like Tarzan, and the next vine to grab is socialism. Bing. Right? And this is what really, I hate to say this is what will prolong the agony of recovery. Okay, because things can't naturally fail at this point in our civilization. They have to be, go out to some tremendous crescendo of a symphony and just all blow up into shit. I don't know. Hey, Timothy. So, probably likely. Hey, Julie. Thank you, sweetie. Anyway, that's why I say one of the best things, and just as the last thing I'm going to talk about today, one of the best things you can do, I think, is just keep life simple. I mean, I scratched my head over the last 2 years. You guys know I would be out there on choo-choos. I'd go to car lots and things. I'd look at the price tags on F-150, 350 Super Duty, Duramax, $80,000 for these things, and I'm saying, geez, I didn't buy my home for much more than a couple of those babies. Things I don't know. I think if there's going to be a bright side to this thing, it's going to be that people will come to realize what you really don't need in life to be happy. And they'll do things like starting to do more cooking at home, and they'll have that feedback loop of wow, I did this myself, wow, I can do this. And they'll start rediscovering, I think, some of their talents and some of the skills that they have. Sewing. How many millions of people have broken out the sewing machines to make masks and things and thought, wow, that was pretty fun. I'm pretty good. Maybe I'll try sewing myself a dress or something. Bella Gray says, Rosie, I have a random question. Why is it that Walmart can be full of people, but the churches are closed? I guess we can debate that. I guess in the eyes of a secular government, Bella, that feeding and provisioning ourselves is more a necessity than church. And a lot of the church leaders have given their blessing to, I know my particular church has services on the air that people can watch a full-on service, and they believe in this time that it's okay. And given the choice, would Jesus want people to spread the pandemic? I don't know. He serves the director of a public. What the status of our original investment when they refused to tell me? Uh, yeah, High Watch. They probably don't even know what the hell it is. Some of these people are having a. Some of these people are having a issue. Some of these big portfolio managers, they don't know what their crap is worth. They don't know what their portfolio is worth. They don't know, how would you like to have a whole portfolio full of Oakland general obligation bonds, okay, unsecured by nothing? I mean, and I go to Exploring Ginger, or I go to Bubba Bug and I say, Bubba Bug, I got $100 million of these City of Oakland general obligation bonds. Can you put a bid in for these? I want to raise a little bit of cash. Bubba Bugby. See, I got $5 in my pocket, but now the government's coming with their underwriting of municipal bond markets, cities, states, and so we don't know. We don't know what it's worth. How you doing, James? Cash is king. My aunt did that. She makes good clothes. There you go. That's cool. In Greenville, Mississippi, they had services in the parking lot broadcast. The cop showed up not wearing masks. 500 passing the clipboard from car to car. Um, I don't know. It's, wow. I don't know how, yeah, I would say, Rosie, buy gold from me. Well, it's a pretty safe bet over the intermediate run that precious metals will continue to perform. They will get downdrafted in the next leg of the market sell-off, but they'll bounce. They'll come back up again. But Bubba Bug, you might have that order, the same one that came out on April 4th of 1933, to turn in your gold. Okay, there's your next decision you're gonna make. All right. It is a shame. We still know how to live on little, thank goodness. That's good. That's what I'm trying to impress upon people. People have skills. We got into a society of convenience. We got into a service economy. And now the service economy has imploded. People were, I mean, when I was a kid, we all lined up for a buzz cut at home. Okay. I never remember a barber shop going to. Now you got people doing it at home, and some of them are like, wow, it's all right. I got skills. They say, honey, that's not half bad. It's half bad, but it's half good too. You did a good job with the Flowbee. Happy Easter, Joni. You have to disarm me before they take my gold. I got my sewing machine out making face masks. Yeah, good for you, Jody. I think millions of people, men and women, have gotten their sewing machines out, and they're discovering the joys of something like sewing again. Making something, making bread, making a cake. You can't even find yeast on the supermarket shelves. Flour is now disappearing. Hong Kong, I always tell you, Hong Kong's on the leading edge of what's coming to America. Right? In Hong Kong, you can't find a bit of flour anywhere there. Why? Because more and more people were baking at home. Firing people during a pandemic is gross. Yeah, I don't know if you could apply for the payroll protection program. I wouldn't see the sense in firing people because the government's going to pick up their wages for the next 4 months, and you might be in a position to reopen with your same staff. People that know the gig. It's like a lot of Vegas hotels. They don't want to fire. They don't want to let a lot of people go because they got people that are highly trained in certain positions. Once they pull the plug on them, then they scatter to the wind, and they find themselves with a daunting task of telling somebody that's not very good at math how to be a box person at a craps table. Okay. Yeah, cornbread. I love cornbread. Happy Easter, Amy. Making bread. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So the next thing you're going to see is a lot of the Midwest and the Plain states now, which were the slowest to shelter. Kansas is now experiencing a high rate of infection, and deaths are rising there. The microwave is done. Yeah, that's Missy Jen was heating her coffee up there. Governor Beshear is my governor. He's been excellent. Yeah, I think my governor's done a pretty good job. Gavin Newsom, first state to go into shutdown, and has been in a position to help some other states as a result of what's in the microwave. I think Missy Jen just heated her coffee up. I think that's what's in the microwave. All right. Tonight, probably be back on. I am going to, as I said, there's 2 videos that are going to come up today, and there'll be some pop-out videos. I'm going to download yesterday's Chooch. I'm going to cut it up into segments to get some of the things out of there. But I'm doing a 4K drive through downtown Oakland. I think you'll enjoy that. It's 10 minutes long. It'll be in 4K. YouTube has downgraded the resolution because of bandwidth issues. You'll probably see it at 1080, but I think you'll enjoy that. Then I stopped yesterday on the way down to Oakland in Berkeley, got off on the off ramp and just hit an enormous tent city there. And dozens and dozens of RVs and blown out campers and stuff parked on the side. You almost have to see this thing to believe it. I'll put it up on my channel later. Let's see. Cinnamon said the Oregon governor is an embarrassing fool. Yeah, let's head for the Colorado mountains. That's what we typically have is leftover. Get up in the morning, pour what's in the pot into a cup and put it in the microwave. And that's it. Thank you, Diamonds. Well, I'll tell you one thing. I can't wait to get back on the road again. And I will definitely look forward to that, but I do not know when in particular that's going to be. So we're going to have to continue to do localized chooches. Tuesday night, my plan is to be in the town of Sonoma. We've never done a live stream event. I've done some recorded video in the town of Sonoma before, but we'll do a live stream there. And that'll be interesting to go to a new place. And then I'll probably be back Thursday at downtown here again. They don't call them the Smoky Mountains for no reason. I can see Blue Waffles putting on a big barbecue down there. Yeah, Rosie, it's a real shit show. With his barrel, with his big 55-gallon barrel. The only thing I'm not really on board with Trump. Now, those of you in the oil states will feel differently, but this working to get this consortium to cut the price of oil to raise the price of your gasoline out there. We all know in the end that the markets win, okay? And there'll be no forestalling what's going to happen. Yeah, enjoy the, yeah, go back and watch the Chooch from yesterday. Very, very interesting. I started in Chinatown, which was a little harrowing at some places. Camps here, people burning tires, and you know, it's kind of spooky. Kind of spooky. I gave one guy $5 underneath the Alameda tunnel entrance. I felt real bad. I looked through the concrete fence, and there's a guy staring back at me and laying on a mattress, and I'm thinking, God, man, how are you living down here? My heart was moved when I saw that. We go down a little further, peek in, there's mattresses laying there and stuff. What a life. I mean, what a life. Yeah, the Sonoma Square is very nice. So if you can help somebody, do so. It'll give you a good feeling too. I mean, I felt good about it. You like your free barbecue grill? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. So if you have not watched the Chooch yesterday, it was a good one. It was eye-opening for sure. Now, where would I go in the future down there? I would go to Jingletown, which is across the bridge from where the tents, you know, the hooches are over there. We went in Jingletown before. We sat with a guy that had his dog. I can't remember his name, James or something like that. We met him, and we walked around Jingletown, which is a weird little area over there. And there's a lot of parts of San Francisco that haven't been explored. How about San Rafael? Remember on 420 Day last year, I went to San Rafael, the very place where 420 was invented. San Rafael High School there. Showed you the exact area where the guys sat on it, met at 420 every day to try to go out and find one of their brothers' marijuana fields out there. So I want to go back to San Rafael. That's a hoity-toity town, and check that out. So, yeah, you do have to count your blessings. Thank you, Bella. Yeah, there's a link to yesterday's chooch. Thank you, Jen. First day, first using your mask. Yeah, Alexander, you'll be happy to protect yourself. And Mark Handler, happy Easter to you, my friend. Have a good one. But ultimately, the real deal will be to get over to Reno for spend a couple days in Reno, then down 95 to Vegas. I wouldn't mind doing a little more checking out of Tonopah and Goldfield, the town of Goldfield down there. It should be interesting. Junker says they're propping up this con. They could have given everyone 18 and older $10,500. One way or another, Junker, it costs money. It costs, well, the printing press anyway. Ain't no way this we're going to be productive enough to pay that back. But I will tell you this, Junker, out of this mess, as history shows, economic history, out of this mess will come whole new industries and whole new opportunities, and tremendous new wealth will be created, as it is in every cycle. Our job will be on the lookout for that once the ashes and once the smoke is cleared. We'll sift through the rubble to see what's out there. Yeah, hit the like button if you don't mind, guys. Appreciate that. If you're on the chooch this morning and you've been enjoying a little Easter sermon here, please hit the thumbs up button today. Much appreciated. And President's in big trouble with his own businesses. You believe it. Every Trump facilities worldwide. Okay, he's as much in the stew. He'll effectively. I'll just call it now. He'll be putting himself through bankruptcy too at some point in the future. That's my own guess. But when you sign on to be president of the United States, you got to put that stuff behind you. Yeah, after each war and after each economic collapse in our history, we've had entire new industries born out of necessity and born out of hard times, and they're the ones that endure the most in the future. Politics is okay, but do understand that I plan on continuing to bring funny stuff that we can laugh at on the daily. Whether it's Hollywood, whether it's myself, whether it's other funny things that are going on in the world, we have to find humor where we can. Wow, Kimberly says the 7-Eleven closed here. Oh my God, they would never close the dollar store or the 7-Eleven here. My 7-Eleven guy, when I went to buy my ice cream that night, he's behind a big spray shield. This thing is huge in there. All right. Thank you, Timothy. I appreciate that. Very much. As I end today, I do want to especially thank Ted. Thank you, Ted, for yesterday. Thank you, Myra, for your kindness yesterday. Pauline, thank you. And Noreen, thank you very much for your kindness yesterday. It was very much appreciated. Unexpected, but certainly appreciated. Yeah, it's kind of nuts that I can't think of a 7-Eleven. Of course, our 7-Eleven here is associated with 76 station, the Union 76 gas station. So they're essential. I mean, I don't think it's essential to have the recycle guy in the back doing his thing, but thank you, Kelly. Happy Easter, Jessica. Thank you. So I am going to go ahead and close this out, and thank you guys once again for being on today, and a very happy Easter to you. no matter how you're doing it, if you're distant from loved ones or grandkids or kids or whatever, we will get through this thing. So happy Easter to you. And if you haven't hit the thumbs up on the way out, please do so. And have a wonderful, wonderful day.